What's up, guys? Welcome to another edition of BSPN. Sorry it took so long to get started. I had a really crazy week, so we'll have our first segment here this Thursday, game day for the Chicago Bears and the New York Giants. Pretty effective for a couple of teams, but we're going to review that, and then I'll have another segment on Saturday before the games because I realize I'm a little late. Normally I do mine on Tuesdays and Fridays, but this week I'm just going to do today and then I'll do one on Saturday. It was a big week last week. I know this is kind of older news, but recapping, we had Michael Kakmus and John Gross in our game of the week. Absolute throwdown. It was a huge game. It would have put Michael at 2-3 and John down at 2-3, tied for third in their division, but ended up 111 points from Coach Kakmus wasn't enough to get the win, as Tony Romo and Dez Bryant combined for a point total of 69 points, which is just devastating for Michael. His tight end got him 26, his quarterback got him 20, his running back got him 19. The rest of his team didn't exactly show up. His kicker got him 16, while 49ers D on his bench got 19. Jacquizz Rodgers got him 17. John pulls out the W. That was huge for his division. Other games around the league, Brad laid an egg and only had 58 points. He was hampered by injury, killing him. Another heavyweight battle was top Coach Freeman playing Brett Beeler. Another high-scoring game, 110 to 129. Those two slugged out a little bit, but in the end, Brett was able to come out with a W. Honestly, his running backs and wide receivers didn't get him that much, with only 6, 8, 8, 9, and 10. What really came for him was Jason Witten had 20, and his D got him 12, his kicker got him 18, and Manning, of course, got 38. For Tyler, he had a pretty good showing from Alshon Jeffrey. Is he a contender for the rest of the season, or is he just a product of a lot of people focusing on Brandon Marshall? I don't know. T.Y. Hilton on Tyler's bench had 29, and Ruben Randall had 21. So his bench had 76 points. Otherwise, for Tyler, both of their kickers got 18 points. Stafford laid an egg for Tyler. Time to kind of consider starting Andrew Luck, which I think that Tyler is starting Andrew Luck this week. Other games, just quick highlight, Patrick beat Jacob. Jacob falls to 0-5 as he plays me this week. That's a big matchup. I don't want to lose. No one wants to be that first guy that gives Jacob the win. We'll see what happens. Patrick moves to 4-1. Jeff kills Elliott, moves to 3-2. I still believe that Jeff has the best team in the Pussy division, although Patrick has the highest record at 4-1. Looking at the standings, we got Brett leading the Beast division at 5-0. John and Tyler tied for second at 3-2. We had a great spreadsheet given by Coach Freeman. It was great research from him. Very impressive. But in that spreadsheet, we saw the statistics that Tyler pointed out of everyone who scored at least 500 points to this point in the season, Game 5, make the playoffs. Teams with 500 points this season right now, Tyler, 501. John, 532. Brett, 693. Those are the only three teams with 500. You got Patrick at 497. Scratch that. Jeff has 545. So Jeff leads the Pussy division in scoring at 545. Looking like Jeff is the best team, although he has a worse record. He had a bad week against me and lost. But also, the lowest scores through 5 games to make the playoffs were back in 2010 at 390 by me and John. Everyone is above 390 this year. So, scratch that. Jacob only has 360. So, everyone has a chance but Jacob. Jacob at this point really just trying not to get the Dick Trophy. He can hope that he doesn't, but he has 550 points scored against him. That's the most in the league. Brett has 500, which is pretty impressive that he's still 5-0. A lot of people have scored a lot of points on him. His team just keeps performing. It seems like Peyton Manning is just killing it. So that question of, is Peyton going to sit this week against Jacksonville? I don't know. Are the starters going to sit in Jacksonville? That's a huge impact for Brett Beeler. That's a huge impact for Coach Freeman, for Coach Kakmas. Are they going to sit guys against Jacksonville with the 28-point spread, highest ever? Pretty interesting. So in the Pussy division, we got Patrick at 4-1. Ben and Jeff tied at second with 3-2. Jeff obviously has the better team. It's just a question of what's going to happen. And then you got OG Swizz at 2-3 and Brad falling down at the bottom at 1-4. So we have Brad and Michael at 1-4 overall in the league. Jacob at 0-5. Elliott at 2-3. Rest of the teams at 3-2. 4-1 and 5-0. So in the next segment, we'll on Saturday we'll recap the games that are going on this weekend and who's going to get the W. It's a big question mark. Brad has yet to update the fantasy league. The Summits are out though. Summits won a perfect 5-0 last week. John was pretty proud of that. They have a combined record of 20-5. We got John beating Brad, Brett killing Patrick. That's a big matchup. 4-1 versus a 5-0. Another one-loss team playing Brett. See if Brett can go down. You got Tyler beating Jeff. You've got me beating Jacob, and you've got Elliott losing to Michael. So Michael would move to 2-4. Those would be big if they could go 5-0 again, because there's some pretty big implication in those games. If Jeff and Patrick lost, and I was able to beat Jacob, that makes this division a lot more interesting. We'll look ahead at those matchups later this week. I really want to do it right now, but first segment we don't do that. As far as games being played tonight, we have for Ben and Jacob's game, mine and Jacob's game, the only person playing is Brandon Marshall. Pretty big game against the Giants. I think that Marshall's going to break out. I could be wrong. Brett's projected at a cold 147. That's ridiculous. Patrick has the Bears D playing, so that affects Brett's game slightly. And then we've got Brad has all three guys on bye right now. He has no one on his bench playing on Thursday, so he's good, but probably going to want to move some guys around. John has Victor Cruz and Robbie Gould playing, so that'll affect their game certainly. As far as Jeff goes, he's got Matt Forte playing, of course. That's a big game for Tyler to be watching. Tyler also is keeping in Alshon Jeffrey. He's moved Andrew Luck in. Big change right there. Not going to play T.Y. Hilton. I don't know how I feel about that. I don't know if I agree with playing Alshon over T.Y. Hilton. I guess it's kind of a go-go. You could really go with either one. Hilton's projected at 14, Jeffrey at 15. So people are starting to get on the Jeffrey bandwagon. Maybe that'll free things up for Brandon Marshall. I don't know. And then we've got, shocking, Elliott hasn't put anyone in who's on a bye. Shocking. Because he cares so much about this league. Doesn't have anyone playing on Thursday. Michael is starting Jay Cutler. Big game tonight. I like that start. I really do. He's projected at 22. So far in his projection, or in his games, he's had 16, 17, 11, 18, 24 against New Orleans, which is a big passing game. Probably going to do the same thing against New York Giants. They'll probably pass a lot, as it'll probably be a shootout. As neither, we'll see, I guess. We'll see. But I think that it'll be a shootout. I could be wrong. So, as far as what's going on, that's about it on the league. It was a pretty quiet week. Goon Squad football lost last night. pretty big bummer. I won't go into too much talk about that. But as far as the league goes, it's a pretty quiet week. Trying to think if there's anything else to talk about, guys. I think that's about it. We're going to wrap it up. And you guys have a great weekend. I'll update you guys again here on Saturday, and we'll go over the matchups this weekend. Big weekend for fantasy football.